Alright, that should be about enough of that. Hey guys, hey, what's going on? It's me, it's Tech. It's Tech Trinko. How you guys doing? Which one do I want to start on? So, it's been, you know what? No, this is the one I'll start on. Hey, yeah, we're still on the old Hollow Ataraxia. I attribute this to the fact that I haven't been autoing through the new Hollow Ataraxia like I said I would. And I attribute that to the fact that I've been assigning at least 2 hours of my day into trying to kill that fucking goat in what's it fucking called again? Night Rain. Libra's hard. I did manage to do it, but it did take somebody disconnecting in the middle of it to do it, which is I've heard doing it solos or doubles is a lot easier, but I didn't really want to try doing it. You know what? This is getting away from the point. We're still in old Hollow Ataraxia. Don't worry about it. It's really not that big a deal. The only thing that I can say is like, man, I kind of wish I was up to where we were, so that I could use the little high quality sprites for my playing around with JPEGs like dolls when I do my thumbnails, which is always a highlight of whatever day I'm having. And on to other news. I am roughly a week out, give or take, from having that good smile that I bought on a whim the other day. Not the other day, but that I mentioned I bought. It was a posable figure with like a bunch of detachable parts and stuff. And I was like, this will be fine. This will be fun and nice and cool, and I get to pose it. And the last you guys heard of it was that I got it, and I'm terrified of it. Then that I was terrified that I was going to break it something. And I actually, at the time, I had lost a piece, but I found it the next day. Not that big a deal. There's a popular rule when it comes to figure collecting that I have heard of, and only now I'm starting to understand the virtue of, which is the rule of 3, as I understand it. And that rule goes: you get 1 to play around with, you get 1 to show off, and then a 3rd one just in case. Just in case. And I'm now understanding the virtue of having 1. There's a part of me that wants to. Okay. Did I break something on the figure? Not exactly. Which already isn't a great answer, right? It came with a little standee, but like, I don't know if I was doing it wrong. I'm pretty sure I was just doing it wrong. Oops, there it goes. It came with a little the figure came with a little platform with an arm that you can like. There's a hole in the back that you can plug it into. That you're supposed to be able to plug it into and like, pose it in different ways. I don't know if I was doing it wrong. Probably I was, because I don't really interact with like figure collecting as a whole. Kind of want to now, but I listen, the hold, the peg in the thing didn't exactly fit super well, and I was trying to stand it up, and it wasn't going in well, and I may or may not have broken the little peg in the arm. I was like, ooh, but it's fine. Hey, well, I didn't break the doll itself, the figure itself. So hey, I don't need the posable thing. I'll just sit him down the entire time. How about that? I blame myself mostly, but removing hands is hard because they're so small. To be fairly frank, I'm glad it has two different torsos. I'm glad there was a jacket on, jacket off style torso situation going on, because I may not have broken one of the arms. I was trying to adjust some hands because it came with like 4 or 5 different pairs of hands, and they're cool. And I like the hands. Like I said earlier, they're a little hard to take on and off. And I was trying to take one of the hands off when, if anybody doesn't know what like one of those posable figures looks like, particularly the arms, it's in like 2 or 3 pieces. There's like a wrist, and then like a forearm, and then like an arm, which is shoulder to elbow, elbow to wrist, and then the hand. And I wound up. I honestly don't know how it happened, because it broke in such a way that it looks like it just kind of fell apart. Like there's no cracks or anything, and I looked in the individual like, oops, shit. I looked in the individual like breakpoints to see if anything like broke off or anything, and everything looks fine. It just fell apart. And I'm like, ugh, that's probably on me. So one of the torsos does. It still technically does have the arm, like it does fit and kind of click inside. So hopefully it's not super broken. But I am even more terrified of it than I was previously. Oh. I said to myself while I was doing my monologue, I would try and replace the broken torso with the torso that isn't broken. And the arm seems to be holding up, but I really don't want to push my luck too much. So I'm just gonna. I had the old fine one in storage. Now they are swapping because I am scared of it, and hopefully it doesn't get worse. Sad. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. So I went to go. I was like, it's been a day. I know it was a limited. It's been not a day. It's been 4. It's been 1 week. It's been about 5 days, 6 days since I ordered the figure. And yeah, it said it was limited quantity and stuff. But like, it's only 5 days. Surely they still have some. Nope. When the time I had my little accident, in the time between me having my little accident and me deciding, in the time between me getting the figure, me ordering the figure, and then me having my accident, and then me resolving to get a second one, get a backup, they completely ran out of stock. And that's a little bit of a bummer, because I don't think they're going to be making any more Sakamata Chloe. opposable figures. That's a bit bum, but hey, whatever. This is the hand. This is the hand that we work with. Please snap, but like not snap off. I am so scared. Oh, I wish I knew how to do this better. I'm so sorry. I didn't hear a click, but I guess it's fine. This must be hell for people who are like experienced collectors and it's like, this guy's doing it wrong. I know, I'm so sorry. Nobody told me how to do it right. Oh well. But yeah, I guess that's about it for the day. I did get like a new controller, a new wireless controller. If you guys didn't know, grab hands for if you have. If you guys didn't know, or never noticed, because I didn't really like bringing it up. Whenever I would play, I guess you guys wouldn't notice because I don't really use that controller in any kind of context you would have seen recently, anyway. But I have like a purple PlayStation 5 controller that I like to use with my computer when playing the games because it's supposed to be really good for that. So that's kind of what I've been doing for everything basically for the past year, maybe 2 years, a while. And now it's gotten gammy. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think the camera can't stop rotating, and it's very casual gameplay, very hard, especially for Night Rain. I just got to a point where I was like, I should just get a fucking new controller. It's fine. It's not that big a deal. And so I did. I'm looking at it right now. I ordered it yesterday. They told me it would come in Sunday, but it is currently Wednesday, and I am looking at it right now. So, fortune once again smiles upon me. But other than that, it's not really a big a deal. I haven't taken it out of the box yet. I mean, I took it out of the box just to like touch it, but I haven't really like taken it out to set it up yet because I had other things to do. And when I noticed it was at my domicile, we were leaving to go watch a movie. It was Freakier Friday, which is a good movie. Don't listen, you're not like looking for high cinema when you're watching Freakier Friday. Back with the hands. Don't like to interact with hands again. Whatever. But I think that's about enough of that. I am going to gingerly take out this torso again, and get started on reading Hollow Ataraxia, not the other thing. I think we're gonna be doing some plot advancement here today. Yeah, so we got nothing here going on. Nothing here. Off to the night. All right, Koo. We're going for a walk. Technically alone. But we're going to the church. We finally met on the road hill leading towards the church. Lancer kept his promise. Yeah, what's this? You're just a wee bit early. His jokes might be casual, but his armor isn't. It was half a year ago that I last saw him in a full battle array. Ah, that's right. It's already been half a year since the war ended. So, what's the plan? You said that we know our enemy's tactics, but do we have a counter plan? Stopping the as of yet unseen Master's trump card, Frog Rock, is the key to this battle. No, Frog Rock can't be stopped. It's an extremely well-made counter-noble phantasm. In a fair fight, no matter what we do, we're going to lose. As far as trump cards go, you can say that Frog Rock is one of the strongest. Oh. So Lancer says. So what's the plan? Whatever. There's no way to defeat Frog Rock. That thing's a missile that reacts to the enemy's trump card and is released when the clash occurs. Thus, to defeat Bazett, one must not use one's own noble phantasm. If you restrain your own trump card, Frog Rock's power will be effectively halved. That's all? That's all. If I don't use my lance, Frog Rock is just going to be a low-level noble phantasm. Of course, she keeps hitting me with it. The no noble phantasm policy may become a tad annoying. The look in Lance's eyes tells me that there's no way he would lose with this strategy. Come to think of it, amateur magic and regular ranged attacks like arrows and knife throwing wouldn't even scratch him. That's his protection from the wind. His combat skills is also superior to Bazett's. Should he fight consistently, victory should be no problem. However, I'm gonna settle things with that woman using my noble phantasm. It'll be over soon, so just stay back and watch. Frog Rock is undefeatable. Despite this fact, Lancer still rose to the sword's challenge. We climb up the hill towards the makeshift arena. Oh boy. Oh shit, coming out the wrist. No, don't come out. Sorry. Well, that's more than I wanted to do. Why are you like this? The moonlight is dim and my eyes cloud a little when I look up. The moon is dark tonight, or perhaps the stars are close. In the void of the night, where one can touch the darkness with a stretch of a hand, there are two figures awaiting our arrival. No longer knowing how many times this has occurred before, the Lady Mage, followed by the dark, shadowy Avenger, the dark shadow Avenger, fixes her stare onto the enemy as always. As if seeing a ghost. Oh yeah, that does kind of look broken. The other side looks fine. Just fascinating. I'm sorry. That's enough of that. As the seeing a ghost, her sight becomes transfixed onto Lancer's figure. Lancer pays no attention to the mage. With his index finger, he estimates the distance to his foe. 1, 2, 3, 4. The distance is about 10 meters. He steps into throwing range and points the tip of his spear into the ground. Was that some sort of spell? A square with a rune at each corner appears, but it doesn't feel like magic at work. Not moving a step away from his position, Lancer swings his spear once in the direction of his opponent. Yeah, move. No names are exchanged. The battle's aura speaks for itself. Avenger, what is that? Bazett asks the shadow. Servant, isn't it obvious? Impossible. I've not seen a servant like this before. Which class does he belong to, Avenger? Not Saber, not Archer, Fighter, Caster, Assassin, none of them. It's blatantly obvious. Come on, Master. Can't you figure out who he is just by looking at the weapon? The shadow cackles. But now, Lady Mage has lost all her fighting spirit. Gazing at the enemy in front of her, she's about to burst into tears, not even sure why herself. That Lancer's cold words pierce her heart. Oi, I've come to take your life. Huh? She lifts her fist as if she's afraid. Her resolve is completely gone. Wait, please, I don't have a reason to fight you. You, too. There's no reason to fight me. Of course there is. You're here to win the Holy Grail War. The fighting won't stop till all servants are defeated. And now you and I are here to finish each other off. The shadow laughs. A smile that says, that's right. No, I won't fight you. No, I won't fight you. I won't fight you. I won't fight you. Because you know me, right? No, I don't recall knowing a loser like you. A simple sentence. Her knees nearly give out, like a puppet with strings cut. That's an old chestnut. Then you are my enemy. Not the support of strings, but her own will keeps her standing. That's right. You're a rune user, you should know the meaning of the Anthan Goblet. Forward fork. The warrior that sits the seal no longer has retreat as an option. And a warrior who sees the seal is allowed to refuse combat. This is the curse of one-on-one combat passed down to us, the Knights of the Red Branch. That's the real reason behind the magic Lancer cast. The Lady Mage resumes her battle pose. The spearman grips the cursed lance tightly with both hands. There freezes. Lancer's noble phantasm is eagerly waiting for its master's call. And on the other side, 10 meters away from him, a lead-colored sphere is floating behind the Lady Mage figure. This is a mystery of Bazett Fraga McRemitz, the sword Frogrock from the Age of Gods. Lancer is well aware of its abilities and also had concluded that its limitless countering power cannot be defeated. Yet, having made that judgment, his grip does not weaken. Yahat. Spearman's arms ripple with strength. It is not a throw, and his own body becomes one with his spear. Answer. That which comes last cuts first. The sphere starts expanding. The sword of the gods, protected by a mysterious force and a certain concept, locks into the spearman's heart. I'm taking it! The leap and revelation of the true name, all in the same instant. The first to take to the air was the cursed red spear, Gaybolg. You took me too lightly, servant! Frogrock, the sword that alters light, rises to intercept it. The oath of Anthan Goblet leaves no room for hesitation. Both are aiming to... Who's speaking right now? The oath of Anthan Goblet leaves no room for hesitation. I'm going to say Atlantic. Both are aiming to destroy the enemy with their greatest strike. Points cross. An attack that means death to both of them. The spearman does not have a shield to deflect the sword, and the mage can't dodge that lance. However, if they are to strike each other simultaneously, the Lady Mage will come out unharmed. Just by a little. Should the mage's sword hit its target just a little sooner, the battle would be decided at that very instant. Frogrock, the sword that alters light. What this sword gouges out isn't the enemy's heart. It severs the fate of mutual destruction. It's a cursed sword of certain victory. Because of this, it's impossible for Frogrock to attack first. The enemy has to use its trump card before that. That is the prerequisite for releasing Frog Rock. The enemy will always move first. Accordingly, even if Frog Rock defeats the enemy in one blow, the Lady Mage will simultaneously destroyed by the opponent's Noble Phantasm. What sounds like a certain kill is a mutual attack made with the premise of one's own death. However, Bazett's sword reverses all that. It is released immediately after the activation of the enemy's Noble Phantasm, yet no matter how fast the opposing weapon is, it will always reach its target first, taking the enemy's life. A Noble Phantasm that delivers the final blow in a needle-thin, concentrated blast. That alone deserves praise. But its truly dreaded power lies in its special ability. That which comes last cuts first. Like that second name implies, Frog Rock warps the idea of cause and effect, rewriting its own attack as the event that occurred first. And the result? No matter how great a Noble Phantasm may be, the dead cannot use it. The one who is killed first cannot counterattack. Frog Rock has a mystic code that exaggerates this fact. It is a conceptual curse that distorts fate. That weapon is a cursed sword of reversal that can nullify any attack. With time as its blade, this trick of the gods has no equal. And therefore, Lancer, who released his spear first, will not be accepted from this curse. The sword of the war god is approaching. Once Frog Rock is let loose, it cannot be stopped. The moment he uses Gay Ball against Frog Rock, he had already lost. The Spearman is well aware of this. To survive an attack made by the sword of the war god, one needs to possess an auto-resurrecting Noble Phantasm, or more than one life. In other words, something that is resurrected after being killed would be Frog Rock's natural enemy. Of course, Lancer does not have anything of the sort. Kind of. The Spearman knew the conclusion of the battle he entered before it even started. At that time, for only a split second, he thought he saw the man in front of him waver. It's not like I want to say this, but I kind of had my wit's end here. I didn't think there'd be a time limit. He had no way of understanding what it meant. Only, counting on you. At this rate, it's not going to end well. I don't want to see you end up like that. That man's complaint was one he had experienced as well. It's an old story. Perhaps I wanted to be killed by your hands. In a serene voice as if in prayer, the witch from the realm of shadows smiled. Oh, Skahach? Oddly enough, that's when he received his demonic spear. The witch was no longer human. She had excelled too much as a warrior, been too knowledgeable in sorcery and slain too many men, gods, and spirits. The woman who had been the only teacher that the Hound of Kulain ever looked up to had been saddled with the fate where even her own death was out of her reach. The witch's realm will one day be sundered from the mortal world, reduced to a land of the dead. The reward for a human that became too close to godhood was ascension to a plane that is neither of this world nor the next. What a predicament. I suppose I should have died before it became this way. In the gloomy castle's garden, the witch laughed. It was the same hearty laugh that he was so fond of. The beloved disciple, still but a youth, had finally arrived at the castle by the shortest route. Even so, if only you were born a little earlier. Young, still so young. The witch chuckled. The beloved disciple accepted it as a mature warrior. Sorry. He had intended to live fast, but Seems I got too sidetracked. As a man, he had left the woman he loved until it was too late, and regretted it. The war god's sword pierces the spearman's chest. Sharp pain, feeling he'd almost forgotten, briefly fills him with energy. Strength flows into the crumbling fist again. The spear has left behind but one regret. The demonic spear only ever took away the lives of his loved ones. His one and only close friend, his son that grew up in a distant foreign land. But before that, it was meant to kill a single woman. Thinking back, he spent his whole life getting sidetracked. One person is not a substitute for another, but if doing so will save someone, then you might as well accomplish now what he would have regretted not being able to do in his youth. His lips curl into a resolute grin. The spearman grimaces as his heart is torn apart, and why don't I ever have any luck with good women? Though late in doing so, he complains about his fate. Gotcha. And so the Lady Mage is confident in her victory. Oh, please click in. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. The sword of the war god has hit its target before the enemy's lance. At the moment, the enemy's attack became an impossible event that'll disappear back in time. This is the world's fundamental law. A natural result, protected by the resolute order that is time. Huh? Yet, there is another law for her to learn. A concept may be defeated by another concept. The spearman is no exception to the curse of time, either. Lancer versus causality. It ruptures. Like a flash of lightning, the sharp tip pierces through her ribcage. The moment it shoots through the heart, the spear becomes 1,000 sharp thorns, destroying the female mage's body from within. This spear. Her body breaks open. Pain and surprise force out her sealed memories. Frogrock may be the curse that alters the order of events, but the spear is a weapon that truly reverses the cause and effect itself. The moment its true name is revealed, the gay bulg has already pierced the enemy's heart. Thus, even going back in time to kill its master is useless. For a spear that already held the piercing of the adversary's heart as the result, even the death of its master will not prevent the duty from being fulfilled. Yeah, that's how it was. Her dying brain cannot recognize the enemy in front of her eyes, yet this was a clash between two opposing rules. This man is the only opponent in the world that would revert to the natural order. I didn't say goodbye to you back then. She notices the spearman before her. A little far. Even if she reaches out as far as she can, she would just barely fail to reach him. You forgot something. You forgot something. Here, I'll give it back. The spear is pulled out. With a clank, something hard drops to the ground. Unable to keep upright, the mage's body collapses. She falls over into a pool of her own blood, with her pupils already fading. She finds the earring carved from ore, rolling on the ground. She remembers it. She remembers it, so she manages to reach out and grasp it tightly. This action uses up half of her remaining life, but the feeling of the stone in her palm makes her happy enough for it to be worth it. know this, you know. Lying on the ground, she tries to reach into her pocket. But her arms can no longer move. She cannot take out the amulet she has stowed away. Hey, wait. No, wait. Hey, wait. I have one too. She doesn't understand what she's trying to say herself. But the fact that she can't show what's inside her pocket fills her with so much sorrow. She becomes that much further away from understanding. The spearman is leaving. Eyes full of sorrow, the mage happily repeats again and again. Wait, I have one. Have one. Have one. Have one. 10 seconds later, even that has stopped. All told, it took about a minute. Lance's prediction was painfully accurate. Jesus Christ, buddy. Man, that wasn't worth it. Stepping away from Bazett's corpse, Lancer lets out a heavy sigh. He's using his spear like a walking stick to support his blood-stained body. In any case, the outcome's clear. The only one left is Bazett's servant, Avenger. Without his master, he shouldn't put up too much of a fight. Well done. So, got anything left to take me on, Lancer? I'd like to say yes. But, well, I guess that just didn't happen with me like this. Lancer's body is fading away. The battle between Frog Rock and Gay Balg was one of mutual destruction. Each received a blow, so there's no reason why Lancer would be the only survivor. Sorry about that. Do whatever you want from here on out. After all, my work is done. Right, kid? This must be a true man's spirit. Muttering something about a losing face, he soon disappears. But what now? Bazett, thought to be the one reproducing the Holy Grail War, is now defeated. There's no dramatic change yet, but we should be freed from the binds of these 4 days at dawn. As if. Just killing Bazett ain't gonna stop the Holy Grail War. After all, as long as I'm here, the girl's gonna keep coming back to life over and over. Shadow laughs. His master is dead, yet Avenger seems to be unaffected. You... Hey, wait, calm down. You went to all this trouble killing Bazett. Now you get a special show. Oh, shit. The moon has dyed black. All of a sudden, those beasts have gathered around the church. Failed. Wait, what the... They aren't going to attack? The beasts aren't moving an inch. Their glittering eyes are transfixed not on me, but on the servant. Delighted by the failure of another, distorted by the perverted glee. Yes, again. Failed again. Damn it, lost my master. Guess I gotta join them now. Spoken like a condemned criminal, terrified of the ultimate punishment. Then let me redo that one. Damn it, I lost my master. So I guess I gotta join them now. I don't want this, he says. The servant genuinely begs me to help, then with a tearing sound, he transforms into a hideous monster. Yes. What the hell are you? He's the same. The servant Avenger's entire body is melting, morphing into the shape of one of those beasts.
How I failed. Look closely at me, Shirou. This is my true form. I'll keep losing forever. I'll keep dying forever. As long as I'm here, the Holy Grail War will not end. You too, you too, you too.
His body is shivering. The thing that used to be Avenger, despite being terrified by the surrounding beasts and bleeding profusely all over its body, holds onto its sanity and continues to cry out.
Listen, go to the heavens. Come. Fill the blank spaces. Stop. Fill the Holy Grail. Stop it. Stop it. Erase all the possibilities. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Can't see anything. Yes. Come and kill the real me. Stop it. Don't come. If you come to kill me, I'll kill you too.
Black shadows being devoured by the beasts. The ceremony did not take much time. Beasts are disappearing one by one. And finally, in its place, lacking all signs of intelligence, a new hideous creature is crouching in front of me. Our eyes meet. The creature tilts its head curiously, and then hops into the bushes, like a frog. I'm the only one left in the square, as its body has disappeared without a trace as well. Returned to the first day, probably. Heaven's Cup? The words are familiar. Heaven's Cup. In the Holy Grail War half a year ago, there was a little girl that went by that name. That should be the last piece of this puzzle. On that day, awaiting its end with the break of dawn, in the winter castle where the little girl waits, the last path will be revealed. Ooh. Interesting. Oh. I guess nothing else important happened in that loop. Cool. Ooh, shit. Cradle Hollow. There's a hole in my chest. Something warm is spilling out of the wound, and something cold invades me in its place. A dreadful yet calming feeling. This is death. I feel a little pain and a little comfort in this peaceful darkness. It was 8 days before the beginning of the Fifth Holy Grail War. I arrived in the city of Fuyuki and began preparing for the battle. After learning the topography of the location, I decided on a hiding place that would become my base. With everything perfectly prepared, I summoned a servant. Unlike all the work I had done until now, this process made my heart swing. It was not the joy and anticipation of fighting. Two things happened that made me happy for the first time about my duties. Oh. You told me to cross the ocean. You said to travel around the wide world. Uncertain of myself, I asked in trepidation if he was in any way dissatisfied with having to form a contract with me. To which the servant I summoned replied, "Back in the past, I once fought alongside a warrior woman. I could see a trace of that woman in you." His laughter felt so good it made my unease feel ridiculous. It's not that I was betrayed. It's just they had unshakable hearts from the very beginning. I was all show. I never decided on the self that every person must have by the time they reach adulthood. I never had any confidence. Focusing entirely on forging the armor of my autonomous self, I was never able to forge my living self. My inner self, weak and cowardly. I've been disappointed by the world ever since the moment I was born. You go through each day as if it was work, my father used to say. It's because I'd given up. I was unable to hope, and by having no hope, I let every day pass me by. It's because I was scared of everything. In truth, I wanted to be rewarded more than anyone else. And I continued deceiving myself, pretending to be wise. In truth, I could have enjoyed those days like any ordinary person would. Yet I continued averting my eyes. Because I would lose it all one day. In truth, being like this is so easy. I want to overcome this weakness so much that I've accepted that I cannot bear. That I'll live out my life to live my life. Feeling this miserable. Okay, hold on. In truth, being like this is so easy that I've accepted that I'll live out my life feeling this miserable. Oh, shit. In truth, I want to overcome this weakness so much that I can't bear to live my life feeling so miserable. To be honest, I didn't want to die. And then I fall down into this place. The hell I kept on tasting with each repetition. The bottom of the pot, made solely from the resentment and hatred of the dead for all living beings. Being here is painful. It cannot possibly be compared to the previous sense of peace. Having suffered through death already, I feel like I'll lose my mind having to suffer hereafter. It lasts for but a few minutes before revival, yet this feeling still makes me nauseous every time. The first time I experienced it, I called it hell. I do not know whether that place is what people call hell or not. What I do know is that it was hideously repulsive. If one possessing a mind, it is the foulest pit imaginable. But that's not right. This is not hell. This is not the place the dead fall down to. My hell and my rebirth was the peace I felt a while ago. That's why this is... I had realized it long ago. His... Is that so? That's weird. Don't feel anything special though. It's like before I realized that I'm here. That's where he came from. The way the thing called Angra Mainyu was before putting on its disguise. It is the place where he remained before forming a contract with me. And this is where he will return once a contract ends this false world. Yet there is no pain in it for him. A place that is nothing but suffering to a human like me does not bother him the slightest. The memory of his everyday life. Prison, plunder, abuse, contempt, an eternal void. And at the end of its suffering, having affirmed the ugly side of humanity, a selfless trance. No happiness, no sadness, not to mention suffering. Nothing exists here. It is the Pure Land. This was the life of a certain youth, said to be the epitome of all the evil of the world. But all that blank space is already starting to get filled. Once the picture is finished, he will simply return to that place. No matter how artificial it may be, this Holy Grail war is his ideal world. I don't trust the likes of him anymore. But I wonder why he's trying to make this his wish end. I wake up from my slumber. It was the most vivid death I had up until now, yet I also feel calmer than ever before. No, maybe they're just frozen solid. Both my reason and my emotion, the way I am now, can do anything, no doubt. Yo, up already, master? Glad to see you nice and calm. Same as always, I can see Avenger's figure in the corner of the room, preoccupied with a puzzle. It's getting on my nerves. He's supposed to be my familiar, yet he does nothing the way I want him to. If you're originally a formless shadow, how about I lock you up in an insect cage? Oh, still full of vigor, are you? You sure can't take a hit. Got that in by your ex-servant, no less. But it looks like you still won't put up with it. Wicked laughter. A flame lights up again in my chilled mind. Well, I can't let slide his loose manners. It's this air of a villain that he assumes. I'll mind you. Why? The Holy Grail is not just my own desire. No. There was someone who has yet yearned for it far more than I ever did. I do not understand. Our wish is one and the same. So why are you trying to end it? I shout with clenched fists. More than why I had been betrayed. I want to know how he feels. And yet... I gave up. I'm bored. He utters right away. Up until now, I've done nothing short of a stellar job of hiding my own emotions. Avenger. Hey, don't glare at me like that. Look, you gotta be satisfied too, right? Getting to enjoy the Holy Grail wood to your heart's content. Even finding out most of the details and all that. But you know what? There wasn't a single thing here you actually needed. Well, cutting it off myself is kind of against the rules for Familia. But this has gone on long enough. Let's tap a contract, Master. Do that, and the story ends here. Knowing full well what it means, Avenger holds out his hand. I cannot do this. I've crossed paths with many up until this point, but once I've taken another's hand, I can never let go. Avenger, can you still see me? Avenger's body wavers ever so slightly. As I thought, he has all but returned to the void already. Just so you know, I have no intentions of stopping this Holy Grail war, much less going back to being a corpse. Oh, wait, no. Just so you know, I have no intentions of stopping this Holy Grail war, much less going back to being a corpse. I see. Well, if my master says so, I ain't got no choice but to keep the contract going. But in that case, I guess all that's left to do is have the real winner of the war break the Grail again, huh? Whoa, that can't be possible. Sure it is. After all, he's done it once already. Didn't I tell you? It's a reproduction of the fifth time. If the same guy who smashed it before makes the Holy Grail, you ain't gonna be a surprise when he smashes it again. Right. That's Avenger's last trump card. No, it's the final act before the curtains fall, planned from the very beginning. Avenger? I pinned the black shadow to the wall. I wish I had done this sooner. Even though you're supposed to be my servant, you've disobeyed me far too many times. And leave no room for a counterattack. I use a command spell right now, and there's no cage to confine him in? In that case, the likes of you might as well just become my left arm. Interesting call. With this, he can no longer go out and meet the winner of the Holy Grail War on his own. I don't want to die. I don't want to kill him either. Therefore, from here on, I will protect the Holy Grail. I will not cancel the contract. Angra, anyone who says they will end this world is my enemy, even if it's you. Come, let us continue the Holy Grail War. The Holy Grail is mine. The wish is mine. I won't let anyone destroy them. Interesting. Do 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 do. I can't imagine there's anything new. Oh! Question then becomes, because if I start this loop by going and talking to her, I'll have to stick around through the whole loop. And that feels like not something I can do with only like 2 hours, like an hour most. Maybe 45 minutes left. Especially since I started really late. But at the same time, all right, you know what? I'm chickening out. I'm gonna see if there's any like shorty normal ones that I can do throughout the week. Oh. Oh, wow. Interesting. Is this a shorty normal one? There's a light on in the church. No matter how often I come here, the church is always the same. There's nothing here. Let's go elsewhere. Hopefully I'll have a definitive objective next time I'm here. Okay. Oh, is this saying that, like, the church is empty and Karen's not there right now? Interesting. Saber isn't noticing. And yeah, there's nothing here. Let's go. Interesting. I almost don't want to do this one because I'm afraid it'll advance. But I feel like the Karen one in the morning is going to be the advance, so fuck it. Huh? In the middle of the bridge, something strange catches my eye. I stop and stare, but I can't possibly understand what their intention is. Just, what are you trying to do? If I leave it alone, it'll come back to bite me later. As a friend, I should at least give a word of caution. What's this? I thought I saw someone suspicious crawling up there like a spider, but it's none other than Shirou-kun from the Emi household. What brings you to a place like this? It's dangerous here in the middle of the road, you know. Could it be you're planning on jumping off? Suddenly feel drained. For her to seriously worry I'm going to jump off, I just don't get her through her process. I don't get her thought process. You know, Tosaka, I don't think it's the right reaction to someone worrying about their well-being of a friend. Also, you're the one who's doing something dangerous. You're standing in the middle of a highway. No, but you saw it, Emi-kun? Wait, then you saw... You were looking? No, you were staring. Damn it! Huh? 0.2 seconds after I tilted my head in confusion at Tosaka's eccentric behavior, a single punch, as if to counterattack, made explosive contact with the side of my head. I'm sorry, it was a misunderstanding. I'm sorry, it was a misunderstanding. Sorry, she lowers her arms to her sides with a slight bow. In addition to her study of Chinese Bachikwan, it seems like Tosaka's taken up karate too. No, that was incredible, Tosaka. The way you used your entire body as you threw that. Threw it. That was one magnificent right hook. Maybe even the fractured my right cheekbone. I don't say it, but I tell her through the look in my eyes that the feelings alone are enough to earn my forgiveness. Like I said, I'm sorry. Everything just now is completely my fault. Everywhere from top to bottom was my carelessness. It's unusual to hear such an earnest apology from Tosaka. Troubling people is like a hobby for this red devil. But the moment one of her careless mistakes ends up making trouble for someone, she becomes unexpectedly meek. Times like these, Tosaka tends to do whatever she pleases. But unfortunately, the place she chose is a 2-lane roadway with a 60-km/h speed limit where even the slightest negligence can get you run over. Well, try to slow down a bit next time. If your first reaction is to punch someone, I'm worried about your future. Not to mention her future as those of the innocent people in her near vicinity. How rude. I'm usually more calm. If it was anybody else that saw me, I would have restrained myself. What? So, in your mind, I'm guilty by default? No, that's not it. I mean that if it had been someone else, I wouldn't have panicked or felt so embarrassed. Nope, I mean, anybody in that situation would have been guilty in my eyes, yeah. I don't really see your point. You're saying that only because it was me that misunderstanding just now was a heavier offense? That's right. Right. Because you got really good eyes, Shirou. So that's it. At this point, even I can understand what's going on. After eating that devastating punch, I explained that I had just gotten here and she entered self-loathing mode. After that, she refused to say anything but don't ask me why, but... I don't get it. I don't get it. Why'd you climb up that steel frame? Are normal streets just too boring for you? Bullseye, huh? Apparently, before I arrived, Tosaka had been elegantly observing the city below from the top of that steel arch. Aren't you unusually sharp today, Emi-kun? As I thought, you were watching for the beginning? If I were watching for the beginning, I would have stopped you immediately. Climbing up there is reckless, even for you. This isn't the circus. If you fall, you won't get away with just a few scrapes. Honestly, don't make me worry so much. Idiot, I hit her in the head with a light chop. Tosaka took my chop without complaint. Well, what can I say? It's impolite to say this, but a meek Tosaka isn't that bad either. I just don't know what you were trying to do, but next time, please just walk across like a normal person. If you do that, then we'll call it even for that right hook just now.
Fine. Can't make any promises, but I'll try my best not to do it again, unless it's do or die. Well, I'm done investigating anyway.
Saying I can't make any promises is just like her. At the very least, it means there's a possibility for climbing that arch once more. Say, Tosaka, you weren't investigating the monsters I told you about, were you?
Wait, just what in the world is going on? You're very observant today. Of all days? Guessing what I was up on the steel frame is one thing, but how about you connect that with the familiars?
How did you connect that? I don't know. How do I put it? It's just that, shit. I met someone here before doing exactly the same thing as Tosaka. But I'm sorry, should I tell her that?
It's what?
Archer did something pretty similar right here. And you should react like this. The relationship between Tosaka and Archer isn't really something you can easily explain. Even though their contract has been called off, there's no sign that either of them have cancelled it. So, like now, they show interest in the same things while pretending not to notice each other, insisting it's a relationship of give and take.
I was wondering why he never came by to greet me here, and there he is again, sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. So what did he say, Amikun?
Let me think. Nothing specific. He said he thinks of them as enemies and other stuff. Like, if you defeat one, more will come and take its place, and just leave them alone because they're harmless.
Anything else? Did he show any signs that he knew something about the source of these monsters you spoke of?
I don't think so. It looked like he was still in the stage of trying to figure out what their goals are.
Huh? He's already investigated here and he couldn't figure out something so simple? Those things could have only one goal.
Wait, I'm the one who's surprised. Tosaki, you know what these monsters are after?
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing it, but their objective is obvious, isn't it? Amikun, from what you've told me, those monsters are only killing you, right?
I mean, I guess that's true, but...
In that case, it's simple. They only appear on the fourth night and only go after you, who feels there's something off about the last 4 days. They're gathering to stop you from clearing it.
For some reason, I feel a chill go down my spine. If this she says, those monsters have only ever been killing me. This shouldn't be surprising at all. But, to stop you from clearing it. Something about that phrase is nauseatingly repulsive.
Then again, I'm starting to wonder what the point of this is. I want to see those monsters, but no matter how much I search, I can't find them. Damn Archer. How did he find them?
Well, Archer's taken a position on the roof of the Shinto Center building and has sniped at the monsters trying to invade. Without the great field of vision from the building's roof and Archer's hawk eyes, the discovery would have been difficult.
So did he say anything else? Something like, oh, I can't do it alone, or I could really use some help right about now?
Nothing like that. Not to me, anyway. He didn't say anything, but he did glare at Ryudo Temple.
Ryudo Temple? I see. The familiars are flowing up from that direction.
I remembered Issei's ghost story. The Kakeyama and Entrail graveyard. The mountain used to abandon old women to die where not even the dead are buried.
What is left is a mountain of discarded meat.
Surely it is a suitable graveyard for those creatures.
Okay, I think I understand the general situation now. It's a shame we couldn't find any of those monsters. Well, I'm sure they'll show up in the end.
Tosaka stretches lazily after as if to say there's no point in investigating here anymore.
I'm going home. What about you, Mikun? You want to head back together?
I think I've still got some things to do in town. Why don't we just part here?
No? Well, see you then. Don't wander around too late.
Tosaka heads to the footbridge. Jumping over there is no problem with her athletic prowess, but she really should pick clothes better suited for these kinds of stunts. Well, leaving that aside. Hey, is it really okay to leave Archer alone like that?
Why not? Whatever he's doing, it's not a thing to do with me. You really shouldn't expect anything from him either, Emiya-kun. When it comes down to it, he's all talk and no action.
Then can I count on you instead, Tosaka?
Of course. You have to finish what you start, after all. If you make it to the end, I'll help you out with however I can to make up for that right hook.
Without hesitation, Tosaka jumps over the footbridge and lands with a soft thump. This is different from that time with Archer. Leaving behind a feeling of refreshment, the red mage gracefully exits the stage. Ooh, new wallpaper. And that should be it, right? Yeah. To the streets. There's an important one, and then a free one. Well, I guess we're hitting important ones today. Hopefully it's not like the main path. I want to hear the truth from her. In a place like this, nobody will interfere. Even waves of the reopened Holy Grail will not reach this castle. Ilya is nowhere to be found. Somehow I get the feeling that she's waiting at the courtyard. Should I call out to her, or should I go there? We're going to talk about the Grail. This will be the last piece upon the ground. Wait, really? Oops, shit. Yeah, that's right. Alright. Here we are now. Avenger said to go to the Heaven's Cup. Ainsburn's secret artifact, the third sorcery, or Heaven's Field. The girl of winter, who bears their name, should have known all the tricks behind this from the start. Passing through the long hallway, I exit into the courtyard. The sky above the castle is always cloudy. No matter what kind of grail it is, perhaps it simply couldn't invade the castle, owed by the true Holy Grail. Iliasville. I call out to her. Out of unease and resignation, I'm lacking emotion right now. There is no reply. I lift my foot to walk a little closer.
It's okay. I can hear you, so stay there. Good day, Shirou. You came all the way out here to meet me.
My foot stops. Seems like this will end pretty quickly. Yeah, I have some minor business to take care of. There's something I want to hear from you.
How rare for you to call me out. Well then, what is it that you would like to talk about? If possible, I'd prefer something light. It's a party after all. Wouldn't want it to be such a waste to have fun. Not to have fun.
I can agree with that much. So like I thought, you did know everything, didn't you?
I had a feeling, but you'd probably stop it if you knew. That's why, as much as possible, I wanted to prevent you from coming here. If things continue this way as they are, then I would never want them to end either.
So that's why she didn't want me to do anything in this castle. That interference was Ilya's form of resistance. Well, all things considered, it kind of feels like you went too far with your hobbies.
It's because you were going to show up in the end anyway, so I decided in this case, we should put everything in order to have fun.
Everything's in order, huh? Even though she had known about it from the beginning, this girl still played along. She waited in this castle without bringing down or blaming the real culprit. Ilya, what's the Heaven's Cup? It's the Holy Grail that brought back the Holy Grail War, right?
Well, aren't you impatient? You're asking the big question already? But I guess it's bothering you for a while, so I'll overlook the bad manners. You see, the Grail that was the prize of the Fuyuki's Holy Grail War was nothing more than a swirl of magical energy taking the name Holy Grail. It just grants the owner's wishes in a broad sense without excessive power. But this Grail is different. It's not particularly powerful, but it tries to grant the owner's wishes as much as possible within the scope of its ability. It's puny, but it is a real Holy Grail. Needless to say, it's actually a servant. It's someone who was summoned in the Third Holy Grail War, taken into the Grail, and grew into a demon that grants people's wishes through the power of the Grail.
Demon that grants people's wishes is no misnomer. To be precise, he grew into a demon that people wished for.
But I won't speak of the demon's name. The Heaven's Cup might be something along the lines of that demon's contract. That's where it all began, perhaps where the demon's precious contract partner is.
So that's where the Grail is. Where is it?
The highest point in the city. Someone who wasn't in the Fifth Holy Grail War fell to Earth from there. Everything's upside down. It's not Heaven's Feel, but Heaven's Fall.
Highest point in the city. It's not the central building, but rather... Oh! Oh! Interesting. You know, I don't exactly remember which reading it was, but one of the kids were talking about seeing an interesting black shape over the tallest building in Fuyuki. That's impossible. How am I supposed to get up there?
Ah, I see. Normally you can't actually go there. I guess it can't be helped. Say, what do you think of this Holy Grail place, Shirou?
Nothing. This is all fake. The 4 days are just a lie.
Then what happens after the 4th day? Does everyone disappear?
No, that's... Not that everyone disappears. Only the events of these 4 days disappear. They're just illusions that took place in a fake world. No memory nor trace remains.
Yeah, exactly. You call that a fake world, but it's actually not true. Even if the setting is fake, the people are all real. Take Rin for example. Even if her role has changed, Rin is Rin no matter what. Only one person in this world is a fake. That person disguised himself as someone in this town and reproduced the Holy Grail War in this world. To continue the Holy Grail War in accordance with the wish of the one who contracted him, he is experiencing the 5th war that he was not a part of.
Come to think of it. So that's why the Earth and the Heaven's Cup don't overlap. Using the participants of the 5th war, she continues the fight using the scripts of the 3rd. But sometimes the faker screws up and the 3rd and 5th become connected. The 2 wars aren't linked. Her war and ours were 2 different things from the beginning.
After the 4th day, everyone will turn back to normal. Everything goes back to how it should be. It'll be as if those 4 days never happened, I guess. But only that person disappears at the 4th day. They can't go into the reality that awaits till the 5th day. Just like their last name, there's no memory of them in the world.
That's right. After all, they were never in this town to begin with. But still, if he's a fake, then he must be based on someone real. What happens to the real one?
He switches places with the fake, as though nothing ever happened.
Is that so? So when the fake disappears and the impurity is removed, the real one remains. I see. But hey, this will sound sort of strange, but Is the fake really a fake? No matter how similar he is to the real one, as long as he's not real, everything he does.
No, he's fake, but he's certainly real. He's not a duplicate or an identical copy. He just becomes the real thing during only these 4 days.
I don't think I understand. It's not the theory I don't understand, but why the girl has smiling at me like this.
Just from that
Smile, I see. Then everything he did was natural. Having resigned myself until now, I sigh with relief.
Yes, I said he was disguised, but he was a formless nothing to begin with. Nothing can turn into something, nor can it imitate anything. So, even if he takes the shape using someone's body, he still is no more than nothing. Even if he assimilates into someone, he has no influence over the host. So even though he's a fake, his actions are unmistakably those of the real thing.
It all makes sense now. It may have been fake, but everything that happened here was real. How do I put this? Seems like he has his own will, though.
That's not the nothing's will. After being assimilated into a body with a will, he just diluted into thinking it's his own.
I think I understand now. To put it figuratively, if he disguises himself as a kind-hearted person, all he can do is think like one. The servant called Avenger isn't something split off from all the evil in the world. That personality is nothing more than a fabrication, created using the person possessed by the nothing as a sample. Then he wasn't even a fake in the first place. He simply didn't exist.
No, I'll acknowledge you. You are you. I'll remind you. You may forget this right away, but I'll remember it to the end. I'll remember that you tried to bring an end to this wish through your own will.
Maybe this is karma. A descendant of the ones who summoned me is releasing and helping me.
Everything in this world will eventually come to an end. No matter how finely this miniature garden is, you cannot help but know everything in time. The flaws are visible. If you want it to continue, then you must not act. Unless you repeat only the minimum number of scenes and leave the unknown events untouched, it'll subside. The existence of an unknown future, that in itself was the power that made this world work. But you two couldn't do that.
That's right. The two of us couldn't do that. The real one who sought a better outcome due to his natural warped personality. The fake one who wanted to see new things just because he found it fun. That is the main character in this miniature garden. Yeah.
That's all I can do for you. You were nothing more than an observer until now, but now you've been recognized by a person. The rest is simple. After all, even if you forget, I'll remember. You'll reach that moon as yourself.
I have finally arrived here at long last. It's Azilius house. I don't have any means by which to get to the moon. The only ones who can reach the Holy Grail are Avenger's real form, which was there from the beginning, and Bazett, who formed a contract with them. I finished what had to be done. I'll have to part with Ilya before my fever returns.
Did you have fun?
Yeah. Thanks, Ilya. Love her what she did now, before enjoying herself for my sake, even if she knew everything.
You're welcome. It's a bargain sale of miracles, so I think it'd be a loss if I didn't do this much.
There's no lie in her smiling face. The joy in it's overshadowed by how dazzling it is. Hey, is it almost over? I avert my eyes from Ilya.
Yeah, with this, I've lost one more radiant thing.
Suddenly I'm wrapped in something warm. And then I realize it's someone's body.
You're so stubborn. You're allowed to cry at least once.
The feelings I had frozen over with so much effort are about to melt. Why? There isn't anything worth crying over. Everyday life will continue. There's nothing lost. It's only a matter of something that didn't exist in the first place, returning to its state of non-existence. A return to the cosmic order. I leave the courtyard. For a brief moment, I get just a little dizzy. My memory of the events that happened moments ago becomes fuzzy and distorted.
Thank you. Come visit us again, Shirou.
Rather than waving at me, Ilya gives a gentle farewell instead. Still perplexed at my sudden memory loss, I wave at her and say goodbye. It's unclear to what we talked about, but her farewell is vivid. I mean, she has such a lovely smile on her face. Whatever happened in this short time, I'm sure it must have been something that made Ilya very happy. Ooh. Oh. The 4 nights come to an end. Free action at night. Street Patrol. Last choice. And a wallpaper. And a wallpaper. So we could go out for a walk and end it all. But you may or may not be able to tell, but I am starting to fall asleep again. And fearing a redo of that one time where I just started saying random shit, I do want to end it before I say some weird shit. That's good. Anything else? Ooh, Lanavari. Nice. Is that it? Oh, Monovilia. Okay. All right. Anything from the Tosaka Shrine? Ooh, 3,000. Yeah, that is. It's Emma. One of these is like crazy expensive, wasn't it? 8,000. Sorry, 800, 800, 800. 1,000. There it is, 30,000. Damn you. All right. Put that aside for now. I thought I was supposed to grind for it or something. Anyway, I falling asleep again. So, I'll leave you guys at that. Hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, rest of your week. I have become more cautioned about proper figure care. Well, I'm loading up not a Hamiyami because it doesn't deliver here anymore. I'm loading up Good Smile right now to see if maybe I can find something else cool. But I already checked like not too long ago and I doubt anything changed. But aside from all of that, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, rest of your week. Hope you guys are taking care of yourself, drinking some water. There's a new Hatsune Miku Nendo. Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Take care now. Bye.